Hello friends, and welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about TXT's Back for More featuring Anitta. So, fun fact, this is actually like the single version. Like I bought the single, and the inside has this picture that will be what it is on display, but like this is backwards. This is the single. Also, some housekeeping before I continue. I'm actually out of town again. I am in Israel this time. I'm in the Holy Land. Fun fact about me, this is a side note. When I was a little kid, I used to always make these jokes, being like, oh, I'm in the Holy Land, and then followed up by being like, not Vegas. I used to call Vegas the Holy Land. I can't explain this about me. It is a part of my canon, though, so I felt the need to share. Anyway, I'm in the real Holy Land. I'm in Israel. So, for the next, like, week or so, as of when this comes out, for the next week or so, I won't be able to review things in real time as they come out. I will do it all when I get home, but like, please do not ask me where things are. They'll be here, okay? Anyway, let's go how this video is gonna work. I'm gonna run through the song, Back for More, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it, and then I'm gonna give it a score out of 10 at the end. However, I do have a couple disclaimers before we get started. Disclaimer number one, there is a TXT version of this song. That is what I primarily used. I have heard the Anitta version a good few times, obviously, but I primarily took these notes on the TXT version, so if I say something you're like, that's not a thing in the Anitta version, I listened to the TXT version, so there's that. Disclaimer number two, I recently discovered the TXT version, so I'm still flushing out my full thoughts on it, and my opinions on it may change over time. So, like, there's that. Third disclaimer is my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because, as the mug always says, music is subjective, and that is great. Okay, now that we have all of that out of the way, we can actually get started, and we're talking about TXT, we're talking about Back for More. And here's the thing, okay? Like, I'm a diehard TXT stan. I always have been. I obviously heard the song when it came out. If you're wondering why I didn't review it, by the way, I was at Beyonce that night, and then I flew to Boston at 7 a.m. the next morning, so, like, it was not meant to be. Back to my point, though. I've heard this song. I heard the Anitta version a lot. I watched the stage a good few times. Bumgu in that stage, he devoured. But we're getting off track again. We need to focus. So I've heard the song. However, I recently, as previously mentioned, discovered the TXT version. And I became enthralled. And I've since been listening to it on loop. And since I'm in Israel, and therefore somewhat out of commission, like I'm going to try and review things while I'm here, but don't get your hopes up. And if I timed this properly, a TXT album just came out. So I decided we're going to review the single now, and then when I get home, I'll review the album. So, let's get into the song. The first verse in both versions is the same. It is the TXT verse, as specifically as the TXT verse in the Anitta version. And I want to pause for a moment. I want us to talk about Taehyun. This musical style, Taehyun's voice, it was built for it. Like, I'm dying on this hill. Taehyun sounds so good here. I was shocked the first time I heard him in this song because his voice, it's doing things. And I want two things. I have two specific desires for Taehyun. One, I want a Michael Jackson cover. It can be a medley preferably. I will, however, take an individual song depending on the song. But I want a Michael Jackson cover, specifically like one of his more poppy dance songs, like Do Not Give Me a Man in the Mirror cover. Two, I want a Taehyun solo album, and I want it to sound exactly like this style of song. Taehyun rant aside, in the Anitta version, the official version, the second verse is the Anitta verse. And it's great. She sounds really good. It hits. Like, it's a great verse. Now, let's talk about the TXT version, okay? The second verse in the TXT version is Kai and Yeonjun. And it is a moment. Like, it fucks hard. It is immaculate. I was expecting, when I saw there was a TXT version, I was like, oh, it's probably going to be similar-ish to Anitta's verse, only with the TXT member singing it. I was wrong. I was very mistaken. The background music is different. The lyrics are totally different. Like, it is a different verse. And dare I say, it is substantially better. Like, Yeonjun, he does well here. But Kai, he devoured. Like, I'm going to say it. Kai was at a buffet in this verse. Like, he was eating. Also, I'm pausing here for conspiracy time. Everyone get your tinfoil hats. It's conspiracy time. My conspiracy theory that I've done no research on whatsoever is that the TXT version was the original version, and then when they realized they should have, like, an Anitta, not should have, but, like, they could get an Anitta collab, they were like, oh, that could be good. Let's get an Anitta collab, and then they kind of redid the second verse for her. That's my theorem, because the Tux version just sounds more cohesive. It flows a lot better. Anitta's verse, again, it doesn't feel out of place in the song, but after hearing the Tux version, I'm convinced that this is what the song was originally meant to sound like. Again, I've done no research on this. There could be like several articles on the internet being like, yeah, that's a thing. Like, you're no genius, that's a thing. I don't know. I did no research. That's my theory. We got off track again. Let's talk about the pre-chorus instead. Now, this pre-chorus is amazing. I want to preface everything by saying that I love this pre-chorus. However, I did hear this pre-chorus a good bit before the song even came out, because this pre-chorus, they promoted it a lot. And this is where they ran into issues with their last song with Do It Like That, because they promoted the living shit out of that song, and I got sick of it really fast because I'd heard it 5 billion times before the song even came out. This one, they didn't go too far, and I think this was the right level of marketing. It also doesn't hurt that this pre-chorus is, as previously mentioned, amazing. I love it. The background music is so grand and pretty, and it slows the song down just enough and flows beautifully into the chorus. Like, it's a moment. As for the chorus itself, it's great. It's fun. I personally am jamming my heart out to it. Plus, it slaps. Like, it's a great chorus. Big picture, though, low-key, one of Tux's best titles. It's not number one. That is securely Runaway for me. Like, I am a Runaway supremacist. However, this one, I'm going to say it's probably top 5. I didn't actually list it in my list of Tux titles, in my ranking, if you will. But, like, it's very, very good, and I really like it. But that is all I have to tell you about the song. So with that, it is score time. And overall, hear me out. Tux version, 9.6 out of 10. Anitta version, 9.3 out of 10. Just because that second verse, after hearing it, I honestly wish they gave Anitta the first verse and kept the second verse. Like, that second verse is a moment. But either way, the songs are good. Like, they're both good versions of the song. So yeah, 9.6 or 9.3 depending on the version. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this song down below. Let me know how you feel. Let me know which version you prefer. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And in the description, I'm going to put a couple things, okay? I'm going to put a playlist that has all my Tux videos, so you can check all those out if you so choose. But also, I'm going to put my history of Tux down there. I did it a couple months ago, and it's just, I run through the history of Tux. That's just what it is. It's like an hour long. I run through their history. It's fun. I at least had fun making it, so you can check that out too. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!